Hey guys, sorry for the abrupt end to the first video. I wanted to cover all 4 of these topics, but it was already 20 minutes long, so I decided to cut it short. I just covered staggering, and that's not a hockey term, by the way, it's just a name I came up with. And now we're going to go over switching positions. Now, keep in mind, the position I assign you is where you line up. After that, you can switch back and forth, and you need to be able to do that. If you watch the NHL nowadays, they're evolving into positionless hockey, especially in the offensive zone. Not so much the defensive zone yet, but we're moving towards that. You guys need to learn how to go back and forth as a D. And let's just go ahead and pull up the clips here. So the first one. This is one of my pet peeves. Alright, so the first 3 players in the zone are forwards. Now we see 3 players making a line change, that's fine. But if you carry the puck in, you're a forward. There's no reason for you to shoot and go all the way back. It's very silly, to me at least. Okay, third person, forward. And you have to recognize, especially off a line change, if you're the 4th person in the zone, or the 5th, one of the last 2, you're a defenseman. Why would somebody 80 feet behind you, Madeline, right? Why would he play forward and you go all the way back to D? That makes no sense to me. It's very silly, really. Right, and then Manny's jumping on right now, and he would be the last guy. Another thing, I'll talk more about this in the defensive section, but you're too far. There's no way you're going to help on offense nor defense. Scoot up, even 2-3 steps. And then the other problem too, look, you guys should be in front of this blue line unless the guy's already skating up with blazing speed. He got stopped right there, get in front of the blue line. There's no reason to let him just exit our zone easily. But more on that later. Next, we see Julia wisely make a change in the offensive zone, a great time to change. But the next person who jumps on will obviously be the last person in the zone. You need to recognize this, and that means you're a D. Now, 2 guys here, Noah and John. You guys keep jumping up and vacating your position. And that's okay if you know you can skate back to stop a breakaway, or if you know someone's covering you. But I don't think you guys are saying anything or communicating, because there's a couple times you guys are just pushing up without any real thought. So here, I don't know why you guys switched, but you did, fine. Alright, Jake, if you want the puck, stick down, please. Alright, so we're going to see Xander jump on. Okay, so he should be a D. Alright, so John, should you push up? You need to say something then, or you need to look behind, tell him to cover you, something. It's a good thing Jake covered you guys, but he's pretty new to the well, he is new to the team, and I'm sure we haven't really taught him how to switch back and forth. So you guys need to say something. Xander, if you want the puck, stick down, please. All right, both of you. Just these little subtle things. So now we have like no defenseman. All right, good thing Jake plugged them up right here, though. All right, here. Let's see who the first 3 in the zone are. John, Xander, Patrick. You 3 are forwards. Ben, you're now a defenseman. My D guys too, stop taking your sweet time. You need to hurry up and get your butt across this line, because you'll see here, like, this player's not particularly skilled. We could have gotten his face, but he has all the time in the world. Right, you see Nolan just kind of waiting for him. Then this player gets around him. Okay, he got around you. He beat you. All right, it's a good thing you had back check pressure there. So good job on your part, John, to hurry and get back. Right, you do not let them get past you, though. You should already be angling back. But to do that, you need to hurry up and get across the line. I see my D guys taking way too long. Like, you guys are just kind of coasting. Like, you're back here while the play is already in the offensive zone. All right, get your butt across that blue line. Next one. Real quick on zone entry. If you guys go up the middle, it's going to be hard. You're going to have to go against 2 guys and probably 2 back checkers. The general guideline, you should try to go wide, okay? Then you just have 1 guy to beat. But that's for a future video. Okay. Who are the forwards? Preston, Manny, Van. You guys are forwards. D, R, Julia, and Jake. Recognize that. Talk to each other. This one's a little harder to recognize, but one thing I want to mention, Madeline, if you were a right winger, would you do the same thing? Would you shoot and then just go all the way back? I kind of doubt that. You need to shoot and then just go in and attack. The D here would be John and Julia, but it looks like you circled back. Jake gets off. If he gets off for a change, guess what? Whoever jumps on is the D. By the way, good position here. I like that you're much closer. You will not give up a breakaway, but as long as you know someone has 13. Okay, I believe that's Patrick, so you are now the D here. But you can't just blindly jump in. You need to be responsible. Alright, so those are all the position switch clips, but it's going to go hand in hand with this. So I'm going to explain it more over in this section too. Both of these really go together. So we'll talk about what the D should do in the offensive zone. Let's start with this clip right here. So see, Nolan and Madeline are the defensemen. As the puck goes behind the net, this is where both of you have to do a little anticipating. I always told you I want one person in the middle. Well, you can start sliding kind of like this. And as the puck starts going across that way, then this player moves in, this player takes the top. So imagine a rubber band tied to each other. If the puck goes back the other way, then you just kind of do the same thing. You go back, and then it goes out that way. Start going toward the board. Now, really, we should have a third forward helping out too, but that's somewhere far down the line. All right, so you'll see him wrap it around. You shouldn't anticipate, and she got there just in the nick of time, but she should have got there pretty easily. If she anticipated quicker. And you have one more coming up. So he makes the line change. You guys recognize that this is where one of you can dive in. Ideally Nolan here, just because it kind of makes sense here. But it doesn't matter. Either way, you just got to talk. When you dive in, the person who jumps on, as usual, you should be a D now. Alright, recognize that. Okay, and that's one thing I want to show after this. Okay, good stagger right there by Madeline. Good job to cover him. Now, I would just keep angling him. You're going to see Madeline back off. Want to just go in and take the puck from them. They're not even close to as good as you are. Just go in there and take the puck from them. But then you back off and you let him just walk in and do whatever he wants. Alright, this next one, we see Manny and Madeline as the D. And one thing, guys, we have one guy battling against 3 players. You forwards have to jump in there and help them. We should outnumber them, if anything. D, great position here. This is what I'm talking about. Shrink the zone. All 5 guys are in there. This is great. Manny doesn't have to be right on the wall as long as, like, this is actually a perfect position because if they rim that, Manny can angle out. So I love this position, actually. It's perfect. Okay, so you could have dove in a little bit, but that's alright. So this is why it's great to have back checkers too. Okay, so D, guys, anytime you get that puck on the half wall, you have the green light to walk in. If we have a forward skating this way, such as what Owen did right now, he becomes the new defenseman. Okay, so start taking some chances there. You get on the half wall, then skate up. And just one thing I want to mention about angling here. Okay, so when you angle, remember, stick is on this side. Put it on the opposite side. If you want him to go to the board, have it here, and then sweep it forward. And remember, stick, hand, body. Stick, hand, body. That means you're going to try to stick lift him now. Okay, we're not just whacking it forward. After you stick lift him, Madeline has that D to D stagger, and you can pass her. Alright, earlier I was talking about not duplicating roles, and here's an example of why. Alright, so we got Manny, Madeline as D, and Owen's kind of playing D. You should be a little bit lower, like on the top of the circle here. You see they throw it out, and you actually distract her from getting it. And Manny, once you see the puck go that way, this is where I want this D start moving toward the middle here. And you'll see Madeline got distracted and she missed it. She missed it because of that. So don't duplicate roles, guys. We don't need 2 people doing the same thing. Alright, here, this is why I brought up, or why I brought the position switch, and it's gonna happen a lot. So 1, 2, 3. You see Nolan and John, Xander. You 3 are the forward. Patrick, you gotta look back and play D. Or Preston, same with you. There's a player behind you guys. As long as one of you covers him, I don't hate that Preston just dives right in, but you better know there's a guy behind you. I don't think you did because you didn't look back. As long as you know you can prevent that breakaway, that's fine. You can cheat up. But I think, like I said before, the D's cheating up a lot, and you guys have no idea. This guy should just went to like the center ice and just give himself a breakaway if you guys aren't smart enough to watch. And we'll see Xander, good. It just takes one player to be responsible. Thank you, Xander. Okay, good instinct there. Although I think that's your natural instinct anyway. And I should have mentioned last clip, communicate. Talk out there. And same right here. You see 1, 2. These guys are forwards, even though, well, John, I think, started as a forward in this shift. But you two are forwards. Who's the third forward? Well, it could be any one of you three. So you just have to talk. Say, I got back, go in. I go in, I'm in, something. Right? So we all just blindly go in. Again, this guy should just sit there for a breakaway. With Preston, at least you're smart enough. Hey, someone needs to come back. So good decision there. However, too deep. Let's shrink the zone. This doesn't help on offense. It doesn't help on defense either. Okay, if he touches the puck, you better not do one of these. Oh, I'm going to skate backward. Let this person just do whatever they want. Right? You should be like, come on. I want you like right here. You could go even closer if you want. If that puck squirts out, you're right in the prime scoring position. If they get it, they turn. You can just go right there and just take it from them as soon as they touch it. And hopefully Xander's smart enough to cover this player here. Right, too far. Scoot up there. Sorry, I actually should have kept playing this clip. But the funny thing is, if Xander were the other D, well, he kind of is in this case. Yeah, I like his position. Your angling is a little bit bad, though, so the guy just easily walked around you. You got to skate with him. But this is what I don't want to see. That backwards skating, going super slow, and then you end up turning around anyway. So it's like, why didn't you just angle him off right here and just skate forward the whole time? If you're here, you could just skate forward the whole time and make it easier on yourself. I said this last season. I know it's very controversial, but for most of you, skating backward, I'd rather have you guys never skate backward. I know that's super controversial, but it's usually a detriment if you don't do it well. It's definitely something to practice, though. We have a couple coming up right here. So we see the third player, Manny. All right, so again, just talk. Who's a D? Why you should probably be a D, at least you. Okay, that's fine. Now, I pause here. Is this position good? Manny's. Can this player get a breakaway? All right. As long as you know the skill level, this player's not very good. And so I like his position a lot. You can even cheat up. If this player gets it, you're going to easily catch him. So I like, if it's a really good player, perhaps then you back off a bit. You back off like right here. Okay. So understand the skill levels of the players too. Now, I talked about that earlier. Stop the puck. Okay, don't just blindly throw it. So we need somebody on this board too. So that's why someone's definitely out of position. It could have been one of you two. All right. We have one player in the middle. That's good. And as soon as the puck starts moving to that side, we need Manny to go over here. Okay, but should he go over there? I don't know, because no one's here. So our second D needs to be somewhere. John, I think you start out as a D. This is where you're one of the better players. So you got to be a little more responsible and see that, hey, something's wrong here. He doesn't have that second D back here. All right, and then, okay, Manny is right next to you. First of all, you guys are holding hands. So, John, you got to spread out. Tell Manny to move over a little. You should not be the one diving in, okay? And because you dive in, Manny can't go to this board, and that's how they're going to get it out. All right? And so Manny's just a tad late. Okay, is that his fault? No, not really. Nobody's in the middle, and that's the most important spot. So you guys got to communicate there. You can't just jump in whenever you want. All right? Tell Manny to jump in then. Something. All right, communicate. All right, so I'll play it from here, and you'll see John, Nolan, you two are the D. All right, so you're a bit of wondering. You're over here. Nolan's on this side. Why go across and go in? Then, if anything, then tell Nolan to go in. All right. So a little bit of wandering here. Okay, he gets it on the half wall. You have the green light to walk in. One of you forwards cover him. So this isn't bad. And just something I want to point out right here. Okay, good job, Nolan, getting back. But, all right, so pucks here, they don't have blazing speed. Why are we exiting the zone? You got to keep that puck in front of the blue line. It's not the most important thing, but, I mean, you're not going to give up a breakaway. I would just step right up there. You got Nolan backing you up, too. There's no reason to exit the zone. You want to exit the zone early, like when the puck is, I don't know, it's here, and a player already has, like, speed. And, yeah, then you have to start backing off, because you might get burned up right there. Alright, this clip has a bunch of things rolled up in one, so I kind of like going over this one. First, You can peel back if you want. Owen, your route should be toward the board here. That's a very tight window. He barely snuck that through his stick. When we're breaking out, you shouldn't have to make these dangerous passes. Easy bank, you got to go toward the board. And we practice that every single practice. All right, but with that said, I kind of missed. And notice which way his feet is pointing. It's pointing forward. Okay, that's how we should receive it. And that's why he got a breakaway. This is a good move, too, but this is an even better goalie. He stays with him. He slides perfectly. That's where the guy's form is really good. All right, before the breakaway. So who's the D? Right here. Wyatt. 1, 2. Maybe it could be Owen. Again, talk. Preston. Manny. You two are two of the most knowledgeable players on our team. Say something. All right, you guys can't just leave Manny by himself every single time. All right, and he stops the puck. Okay, he didn't just whack it in. Well done. A good pass. And so here we have 1D. That problem again. Someone's got to back off. And so Manny, he misses on that. And then you got to skate back. The hard part is this kid's really fast. Okay? But you should have already had help. When you went after him, this is why we need that second guy already backing him up. Owen, nice hustle here. Great hustle, but positionally, we just have to be better beforehand. Okay? And Charles comes up with a huge save on Jasper. Alright, here, who's the D? Alright, it's Preston for sure, but it's one of you two. Preston should probably go inside the zone. Puck's all the way in there. But we're duplicating roles here. No point in these two guys occupying the same space. It doesn't help. Talk to each other. Okay, let me keep playing it. Alright, and so Preston, you just saw this black jersey just slowly go across your face, like right here. All right, you better know, and number 12, you guys need to know, hey, there's a guy behind me, okay? Say something to Xander then, so he doesn't just jump in. All right, this is where you guys are cheating too much without any responsibilities, okay? This guy's a breakaway, this guy has a breakaway. It just takes one person to stay behind him. All right, and then lastly, so here's what I call kind of a panic pass. Okay, first of all, you outskill this player. You can just turn your body. Turn your back to him. You can throw it back down here. But what I hate seeing are these wobbly saucer passes. I'm sure you weren't even really looking. Ben didn't give you a great target, but it's all wobbly. I'm going to have trouble handling this pass, okay? Just throw it back down deep. You can even carry it out the zone. I don't care. Holding it in the blue line is not the most important thing. The last thing I want to say is with Ben, and this goes with probably like half of you, but you guys are, it's almost like you're actively trying to avoid the contact, okay? This is a contact sport. Get in there. You're not going to truck the guy, but you got to get some kind of body on him. Look at this. You didn't even touch him. Okay, if he made a move and walked up or skated up, he would have got around you. Last one here. Off the face-off. Alright, so here, Julie, don't skate backward. You need to take off. You need to take off, widen out. Now, I would tell you get to the board, but it's going to be kind of hard, of course. But you just got to widen out, and then Nolan has a good pass to you. So, Nolan, you passed where she should have been, but this is where you have to know if she's not there to don't pass it. Just use your D to D option. That's always the best bet. Not always, but that's most of the time that's the best bet. And then the next thing, good job on Nolan to back off. This is where, yeah, you don't just dive in mindlessly. Make sure you don't give up a breakaway, but duplicating roles, right? Both of you shouldn't do the same thing. So talk, Madeline, then you come in. Right, we don't need both of you doing the same thing. And then even worse, let's see. Oh, no, never mind. Okay. All right. So let's pull this back up. All right, so those are all the clips for, these two kind of go hand in hand. I know these are really long videos, but take your time, watch it in chunks if you have to. We got to get this stuff down. This is pretty simple. Guys that are on my team last season, you should know all this. We need to sharpen this now. I'm not going to go over anything new. Got to get these things down. The last part, I'll make a video by itself. Oh man, this is a bit of a disaster. So, yeah, I'll see you in the third part really soon.